Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome back to an episode from your hosts here at Top Tier Talk, where I return to the back to the mighty Gunners corner once again as we dominate against Manchester United with a 3-1 win, making us favourites for that Champions League spot and allowing Chavez to continue thinking that these are their pre-season games. Spurs, blasted by nostalgia as Eriksen puts on a man-of-the-match performance against them to make it 0-0, leaving them in that 5th place Europa League spot, Chris. And Manchester City, Daniel, putting the W in Watford as a 5-1 win makes Daniel accept that he'll be watching the Championship football next season. And finally, Chelsea with a late winner against the Hammers, making up for that Jorginho penalty miss and solidifying 3rd position in the Premier League for them. All of that covered in this episode. Let's get into it, boys. So I'm going to start with a very, very juicy and a very, very happy Arsenal fan myself. Okay. So Chavez, 3-1. I was going into this game with high hopes because I knew for a fact that we were going to win it. With the drought.
Sorry,
can you start with Chelsea? So I can drown in my sorrows more.
Both of us, it's Chelsea Arsenal.
Oh, you want to do Chelsea Arsenal, do you? Okay, no problem. Chelsea Arsenal will be even better. 4-2. What's going on? Bring on, no problem. 4-2.
Defensive shit show from both teams.
Yes. However, we came out on top. 4-2 win. Aspilicueta going on off for a fan. I don't know what he's doing. I think he's quite upset. But look, masterclass. I mean, Joe, at the end of the day, when you think about it, when Arsenal going into this game, 3 losses on the trot against mid-table teams, you're thinking, oh, here we go. Like, here's the downfall of Arsenal where they completely bottle their 4th place position and then go and absolutely do Chelsea in 4-2. Like, it's crazy. Like, the first half was great, 2-2. And then obviously we went into the second half, 3-2, 4-2. It's great.
Yeah, as I'm going to go in, here's a charity case. We give you wins whenever Arteta is losing to keep him in a job. And that's what happened again.
Yeah, well, charity or not, we're only 5 points behind you now. And who have you got left now? Have you got any big teams left?
Yeah, we got United next. That'll be interesting.
It's pre-season game.
But yeah, no. To weigh in it, obviously both teams loads of defensive errors. I think we just made more, and you capitalised on them. Apart from that Emile Smith Rowe goal, I think it's all mistakes from us. So the Christensen back pass. I don't know.
No, that's just Nketiah work rate, and that just goes to show why he should be our striker and fuck Lacazette off, because Lacazette has done absolutely nothing. Obviously, in those 3 games that we played on the trot, and then all of a sudden Nketiah comes into this squad against Chelsea, shows the work rate, and obviously I'm going to bring United back into it, Chavez, as well. The work rate against you, the whole 90 minutes, he was running and sprinting after you. I love that. Absolutely love it. Lacquer, see you later. See you later. You're not putting in a work rate like that. I don't want to see it because do you know what I mean? It's fantastic. As you said, it's an error from Christensen. It is what it is. And Nketiah gets a nice, juicy goal. Emile Smith Rowe, great goal. Nice little.
That was a really good. I think a lot of credit has to go down to Xhaka for getting the ball in your own half and carrying it so far. And then
100%.
It's a good team goal. The third one again, I don't know what Kante and Sarr were doing. Can't clear their lines, and then Nketiah again, just there, right place, right time, and then that has been
a little chilly.
I think Saka was lucky to get a pen there. It was very soft.
No,
he was smart.
Not at all. He sparred him down. Absolutely.
He held his down.
No, he didn't. He was literally waiting for the ball, and Aspilicueta might as well have given him a hug.
He was holding Aspie's hand as well. Boys, waiting here. Was it a pen? Honestly,
yes.
Right, it's a penalty. They should be given more if they're going to give that one though.
Yeah,
but
based on how they're going, I actually don't think it was.
Again, referees are the issue here. Let's not go into it.
Yeah, that type of incident happens like every single match.
I can't be
honest. We can bring it up against penalties for you, Chavez, next game with the whole Cedric kind of handball. That's not handball. The penalty for the Saka bring down, that is definitely a penalty. And you can't tell me otherwise.
I disagree. But again, like I said, the original decision, it completely comes down to that. I can't believe they overturned that, because if they're overturning that, then they should have overturned a lot in the past. But actually, just to come from a Man United perspective in that game, I thought since I think it was 2011, we lost 8-2 to Arsenal. Since then, for me, that was the worst Arsenal performance I've ever seen against us. And we lost to that. Man United lost to that. And that just sums us up, doesn't it? I mean, back to front. You now see it as well. You watched that game.
Yeah, that was Bruno was poor. Bruno should have put away that penalty. I mean, Tavares is trying to cost us top 4. Don't know what he's doing. Do you know what I mean? He scored 1 and then thought I could do what I want now for the rest of the game.
I love Sancho, but there was people saying, "Oh, Sancho been a great performance." Like that's Man United fans, by the way. We're Man United fans. We're not Sancho fans. And also,
Sancho did put in a good performance.
Cedric's the worst right back in the league, I think. Maybe behind.
Yeah.
And if he can do that, that's fine. Fair enough. But we lost. And I just think even the subs we bring on, you saw Lingard and Rashford look disinterested when they come on. It's quite funny. From minute 0 to minute 90, every player that's involved seems to be shit. Besides maybe Ronaldo, you could make a case for. I don't know. They don't deserve anything out of this season. I said we were out from top 4. They're surprising me each week with how bad they can go. I actually thought we were going to win this game. I know I said last week we draw, but after Arsenal beat Chelsea, I thought we might win just based on the equilibrium and how football goes.
Yeah.
But I mean, we're doing congrats. A massive shout out to these players. Every week they outdo themselves on how terrible we can be. And it's impressive that can happen. So yeah, well done to them.
And no Maguire to put
no Maguire to put the blame on, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Tellez, that was a game. I think that confirms for me. We're going to do a keeper sub later. He's terrible. He's not good enough to play in our team. I think just structurally, we're not very good, are we? When the midfield is just people that don't run. Besides McTominay, Matt's just too old. He doesn't really run about. It's going to happen, isn't it? And Varane, well, now people have the doubts over Varane. Maybe there's a reason Real Madrid sold him. Don't want to say, but maybe there is.
What did you think of the Xhaka goal?
Yeah, well, plus something we don't have in our team at the moment.
Did you think it was offside?
Yeah.
Do you know what? He was in an offside position, but I don't blame the referees for not catching that. I think that's such a tough one to sort of get in the moment. I just don't agree with the overturn of that first decision, which was a penalty for me. But if you're not going to give it, then don't overturn it. That was my opinion on that.
It was either that's what I was saying when it happened. It was either he's offside, but it's a penalty, or he's onside and it's a goal. Like either way, it was going to happen because then, like as you said, like when they're going up to the lead up of like the offside thing, they could have, as you said, but they brought it back and saw that Saka got brought down, which is why it was a penalty. But then if you if you look at, I don't know why they were fussing about with the whole kind of lines of the whole offside thing. If you give it or you don't, it's still going to be like a penalty or a goal. So make your mind up. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, but regardless, I don't think penalties are an issue. Like, I don't. By the way, that no one should be talking about penalties from a Man United perspective in that game. That was our fault, back to front. Bruno mostly responsible for that game, and our defense is. Where would you rank our defense? I'd ask you because I actually don't know. I can't think of many clubs in the Prem that are.
Varane is not proven himself in the Premier League. Lindelof seems to be like trying to carry a back four that doesn't want to play football. Dalot is levels below. I'm going to say it, Wan-Bissaka.
No, Wan-Bissaka's level was below Dalot.
No, I don't think so, because Dalot, it was so poor against us, Chavez. He was awful. Like, Emile Smith-Rowe, no offence to the guy, but he was quite non-existent that whole game. But then he still put in a good shift, like the whole left side, and kind of ruined Dalot a bit.
It will be nice to say bottom five. Bottom five, I recken we are, in terms of just defences in the league.
Well, yeah, as you said, Tellez is a bit of a donkey. So
who's worse, Tavares or him?
Tavares. He is. I don't know what's wrong with that guy, but yeah, 3-1 win. 3-1 win, 4-2 win against Chelsea as well. Makes us that fourth place position. Spurs, obviously we'll get on to Spurs, but they drew 0-0 to Brentford, the most boring game I think I've ever seen in my entire life. But as I say, it's quite nice to be an Arsenal fan at the moment. I will say that with chest at the moment, because we could go into next Sunday against West Ham and see, like, we could maybe draw or lose. Do you know what I mean? Because West Ham, although they're focusing on the Europa League, maybe they might be trying to still fight for that fourth position place as well. You never know what David Moyes has got up his sleeve. So, and then luckily, it seems to be funny because then we got Leeds up against that. After that, and as you've seen against Crystal Palace, Brighton, and who did we play? Southampton. We seem to be bottling it against the lower teams because we think we're levels above them.
There's no guarantees.
There's no guarantee for Arsenal at the moment. It's quite we usually go into each of these games thinking I'm confident we've got this, but it's quite. Do you know what I mean? It's quite half and half. If we go into this game. I'm not doubting that. Yeah, I'm not doubting it, but I'm just still a bit half and half from going into these next games because obviously, as you said, Chris, a couple of weeks ago, we've got you on the 12th of May now, so that'll be an very interesting game.
Game's getting bigger and bigger every single week, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. But so Daniel Brand, I want to move on to you. It seems I saw a post that Man City put up on their Instagram when it was it was literally showing each of their wins for the past 11 years against you.
There you go. I'll confirm the stat for you. They are the first team in English history to win 15 consecutive league games against another side.
Wow.
It's like a given for them. Like they could play their fourth team and still beat you somehow. Like it's like an unwritten rule.
But this is the thing. Yeah, it's not just us though. Like, their fourth team is still going to be ridiculous. Like if you look at Arsenal's second choice team or Tottenham's or United's second choice, even Chelsea's, even Liverpool's, there's still differences in class to cities. You look at you take out their second team. Oh, De Bruyne's not going to play. Oh, you'll stick in Bernardo. Oh, Foden's not going to play. Oh, we'll put in Morris. Diaz ain't going to play. Oh, we'll stick in Stones. Oh, Stones ain't going to play. We'll put in Laporte. Doesn't matter what team they play. They're a world class team, and there's no denying that.
Yeah.
Chavez, you were
Dan,
typing us up last week.
Yeah, Dan, I was going to ask you, do you think you'll survive the championship next season?
I'd like to think playoffs at least.
Okay. I was just
Do you know
thinking.
what- do you know what else is going to be funny, Daniel? I
It's
want
got
to
to
say
survive
something.
this Wi-Fi connection as well tonight.
I do want to say something as well, Daniel. It's going to be funny because I remember last year on this podcast when we only gave you a minute to waffle on about Watford because you were in the championship, and then you're like, "Oh, we can talk about because you're the Prem." Back down, you go to a minute.
It's fun.
It's not fine. You're deep down. You're.
Dan, this is
You're
not
actually
okay.
having a
This
minute
isn't
to
okay
time
for a
anyway.
podcast. We have to now. Watford are not like going to be in it. It's so dead.
It's funny
Well,
that because Luton
no
are
one
now in
cares
the
anyway.
Luton are in the
Actually-
playoffs for the Premier League. If Luton get promoted and you go to
Can you do Luton instead? Can you? Like,
No, actually, we'd be able to cover 2 leagues now, the championship as well with Dan.
Yeah.
So you never
No
know.
one cares, really.
Yeah. Daniel stick by his point though by saying the championship's more entertaining football.
Sure, you're going to be. There it is. 100%.
Yeah, we don't get to see
But,
the likes of Martinelli in this team, so
Thank God for that. Well, positives there are any. Hodgson's going to go at some point soon because he's fucking useless. And we scored a goal.
you did.
So,
Bravo.
It was a
Yeah.
really nice goal. It was a really nice goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, well done. Nice. Still 5-1, but yeah, still 5-1.
Well, apart from that, like, there's not really much else you can say.
It's funny though because Chavez, I want to very quickly bring something up before we move on. It's funny because there was a little time when if you go beat Man City, if you go beat all these next teams, you could actually try and like fight your case against like staying up in the Prem. But that's
No, I told you
Daniel.
That wasn't a prediction. That was just a heart to heart from me to the Watford players, I
What, Roy
suppose.
Hodgson? Yeah.
Because they need it. Like generally, it was a, like I don't know. Now I'd have lost all hope. Like you're embarrassed.
They
Well,
talk
who have
about
you got left, Daniel? Who's your teams left? Who have you got to play?
well, so we've got Burnley, Everton,
They'll beat you.
Palace,
They'll beat you.
Leicester.
That'll beat you.
Well, if we lose our next 2,
You're
we
done.
could get relegated by Crystal Palace, who are the team that beat us in the quarter final 9 years ago. So
It's funny
almost
because
come full circle.
with your form at the moment, the
It's
only team I
beautiful.
could see you beating is Norwich at the moment, and maybe United.
Well,
No, they lost to Norwich.
Yeah,
3-0.
Slapped them
Norwich
3-0 a few
3-0.
weeks ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly. So,
I
I
mean,
can't even-
we've taken 4 points off United, which is probably, I think it's our second biggest haul this season behind Aston Villa. So both those teams are dog. I know we're going down, but come on. How are we taking, 9 points off Aston Villa and Man United? Sort yourselves out.
You're such a booky team, Watford. Honestly, you'll all of a sudden pitch up with all your players going, "Yeah, we really want to win this," and you will. What's going on? And then all of a sudden you'll turn up
We
to
win.
another game. And be like,
How many games have we won this season? I'd say
Oh,
no
like
more than four.
Southampton, for example, when we went to go watch them, you won 2-0 against them, or 2-1, 2-1, 2-1 against them.
Yeah, 2-1, yeah, because we can't defend.
But you still won against Southampton. We can't even do that. We lost 1-0 to them.
Also, I'd also like to touch. So we've won 6 games this
Mhm.
season.
6 games.
Yeah.
Yeah,
How many have you drew?
4 lost
Four,
23.
Lost
That
23.
is a terrible record.
That
Dan.
is awful record. Would you, going
Yeah.
forward, would you, so I've 100% asked this already, but would you completely get rid of everyone and start from scratch and bring up some of the academy or bring in some fresh meat from somewhere else?
Most of our team, apart from our midfield, which has still got Tom Cleverley and Dan Gosling from years ago, but apart from that, we've got a fairly young team. So if we can keep the core as such,
True. It's tough life being a Watford fan at the moment, huh?
but the only thing I would touch, you mentioned it weeks ago when I was
Daniel,
Move on from the lag.
United.
Daniel, you're
I'm
lagging.
Yeah.
My lord,
Move on.
Daniel. Okay. Chris, 0-0 Brentford. We were watching that game. We were right there watching it on Sky Sports,
Hello.
and
Yeah, we
nothing happened from it. Christian Eriksen showing you what you're missing.
It was a poor game. I mean, like you said, it was enough to put us all to sleep. And if we weren't all together, we might as well have been asleep, to be honest. Like,
Yeah.
it was a very poor game. Tottenham had no real chances of no. Harry Kane was non-existent. He's still in Augusta watching the Masters. You know what I mean? Kulusevski and Son, they vanished as well. You know, teams, Brighton and Brentford, the last two games, they've sussed out how to stop Tottenham, crowd the middle, and force Tottenham to go to the wing backs who are, you know, championship standard, Wan-Bissaka and Nuno Tavares levels we're talking about, but having one on each flank, it's a disaster. So, yeah, it ain't very good, and they just sort of stifle us really easily. Brentford, though, from Brentford's perspective, Ivan Toney hit the bar and post, you know, hit the bar in the last minute. I think like he could easily have won the game, like very, very easily. A point is flattering for Tottenham. Like I said, we created nothing, so we weren't going to win the game. So the best we could do was draw, right? So, yeah, it was a
Wasn't
absolute,
nice to you.
no, terrible performance really. And after the last week's game against Brighton, where we had a similar game, right? Didn't create much. We lost in the last minute. Could have, as I said, could have been identical, losing in the last minute again. Really bad, really, really, really bad. Zero improvement from the week before. A point like in that game, I know Arsenal won, don't get me wrong, but a point like in that like one-off game ain't terrible. But yeah, like tough game for us. We got Leicester at home next week, and that's going to be a really another really big game, you know, for Tottenham. So, I mean, where do we go from here? Like, we got to win. We have to be Leicester next week. It's a must now. We've had two games that we've thrown away. 1 point from these two games, whereas Arsenal have got 6 points from United and Chelsea. When we were looking at those two games, as sort of thinking they could drop more points after they've lost 3 in a row. But yeah, it's not been a good week for Tottenham at all. And off the pitch as well, rumors about Conte going to PSG just to make everything worse.
Yeah.
And yeah, obviously the talk at PSG is that, you know, they're imminently gonna, by mutual consent, get rid of Pochettino. Who are they going to replace Pochettino with? Conte's come up.
Yeah.
Zidane's come up, but yeah.
Chris, I'm just going to weigh in here. Would you entertain the idea of Poch coming back if Conte leaves? I know it's all rumors, but from your perspective, what would you?
Well, yeah, first things first, I'm like definitely want Conte to stay, like 1,001,000%.
Who wouldn't? He's a great manager.
Yeah, I'm pro Conte all the way. If he does leave and go to Paris Saint-Germain, we can't do much about that. Although I just really hope that Tottenham, you know, give Conte whatever he wants in the summer in terms of money and transfers and try and convince him to stay. Even if we come fifth, right? Try our absolute best. We got like the best manager in the world almost. If he does leave, I mean, like you say, I would entertain the idea of Pochettino. You know, we're running out of managers. We've gone through Mourinho, gone through Conte if he were to leave. Bring back Poch. Maybe we could turn it around. But yeah, like I said, yeah, definitely prefer Conte to stay. And can I just say, right, before we move on, Emerson Royale is one of the worst football players I've ever seen put on the Tottenham, you know, shirt. He is useless. No, seriously, useless. Chavez. I don't care what you say about Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, I was going to say, who's worse, Chavez? Who is worse?
Jeremy and Ngakia, Marcus Alonso, whoever you're throwing at me. No. Emerson Royale
is very much.
Emerson Royale, he can't be a Premier League footballer. I don't care what you say about the rest of them. And if you say Wan-Bissaka's Championship, Emerson Royale's League One. The guy.
No, but Wan-Bissaka's not Championship. Wan-Bissaka's upper League One, like top teams in League One, but not.
Emerson Royale's League Two. Whatever he is, he's worse. Trust me. He's so bad. Listen, I'm not picking on the guy, but he's just.
But you are.
Well, I am picking on him, but for good reason.
For good reason.
Like, please listen to me. when a player has the ball right in the game, they don't want to pass to him. It's like having a Make-A-Wish Foundation player on the pitch. And it's like, what is the point of having him there? He does nothing. He does literally nothing. You know, so when teams can afford to put 3 men around Harry Kane because we've got this idiot on the right-hand side of the pitch. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I miss Matt Doherty. I genuinely miss Matt Doherty. And I wanted him out my club like 3 months ago. And he's turned it around completely. But
Chris, what about Lucas Moura, right wing back?
Ooh.
I'm not
Chris
against
will take anything. Chris will put Kane right wing back just to get rid of Emerson.
I'm not against the idea. I prefer to see Bergwijn there ahead of Lucas. I think Bergwijn's better than Lucas. But anything other than Emerson Royale, please. No more Emerson Royale. I'm begging. Like
Begging
I
Conte.
can't
Who
have
are
any
you
more.
begging? Yeah, take one Bissaka from us.
Conte, please. Conte.
Take what happens,
please.
I guess.
One criticism, right? Conte's a great manager. One criticism, the reluctance to change it. We weren't creating anything, 45 minutes in, halftime, nothing. He didn't change it. He's been very reluctant to make substitutes. Tottenham don't have a great squad. That's like, if you look at our bench, there's young players there. There's players that were
BTEC Arsenal.
Yeah, similar to Arsenal. They've only got like a good first 12 or 13 at a push.
Yeah, and then if that gets injured with the
We've got Bergwijn right on the bench. He's a guy who's impacted games this season, scored goals, and you got someone like Emerson Royale. Just take him off. Like, please take him off. I'm serious. What harm can it do? Like, he was literally, as I say, offering nothing, and we're not looking like creating anything. So what harm could it do, Conte? Maybe change formation. Maybe just put a winger at wing back, like we just said. Do something. It's like he's just completely determined. I'm gonna do it my way. I'm gonna do it my way, and I respect that. But I just feel like, come on,
something needs to change with that right back. Yeah, and I get you.
Yeah, if you see it's just a pattern of no chances being created, change it. If you see Emerson Royale as dog shit, top him off. Like, please. Like, I could rant about this all day.
Yeah, I was going to say, Chris, it's funny. It's funny because I was going to say, like, obviously, when it was like, I don't know, maybe like a couple of weeks ago, it was obviously like we were bottling it for the moment, and then all of a sudden you started bottling it. It seems to be no one wants Champions League spots. Like Daniel said it best. It was like no one wants top 4. And was like a bit shy away from it.
We are also inconsistent. Arsenal lose 3 in a row.
Yeah.
Tottenham had previously lost 3 in a row earlier on in the season.
United, who
we're not in the top 4
race.
We're not in the race.
No. I want to say something though, Chavez. Can you believe that you came second last year with Solskjaer?
Yeah.
Second.
No, I can believe that because we actually played some decent football.
Second place last season. You came above Liverpool last season. Like, if you put that in perspective this season, like that's really good. Yeah. And then all of a sudden you might be coming 5th or 6th.
But Ollie's the problem, eh?
Yeah. Good old media.
Sometimes just to weigh in on the whole Emerson thing, you can see sometimes these big clubs like Barca and Atletico, when they give away players like Saul and Emerson, they know themselves they're just crap players, aren't they? They're just not good enough. And we get
like they're Emerson Royals like our Nuno Tavares.
Yeah,
so right. Even the jury's out on Varane, so you might be onto something here.
Every club's got one. It's a bit harsh to put Varane in that bracket. He's won like Champions Leagues and La Liga.
Yeah, I'd probably put Wan-Bissaka in that bracket.
I said it the other day, and I'll say it again. Emerson Royale is a fake Brazilian. Like, there's no way. There is no way this guy's got a Brazilian passport.
Like Fred, him and Fred.
Brazilians have got techers. This guy ain't got no techers. Like, you know what I mean? So
Fred gained nationality a few months ago for Brazil.
Yeah,
Emerson's still waiting for it.
I think Dodgy's gone on, boys, because he ain't Brazilian. That's what I'm saying.
I just want to say as well before we move on very quickly, I know obviously it might not be a part of it, but I've seen the rumours of Gabriel Jesus linked with Arsenal. I would just want to know what you boys think about that, if that was to come true.
So on Saturday night, Gabriel Jesus found out that he was linked to Arsenal. So the next day he decided to score 4 goals and end those rumours.
No,
I
to
think,
increase...
There's one for tax. It doesn't matter.
You can take the Deadwood. You can take their Deadwood, to be honest with you.
Deadwood, he scores 4 goals against Watford.
They're going to have Haaland.
I could score 4 goals against Watford.
No, but that'd be a great signing.
True.
He's not wrong.
No, you'd be lucky to have Jesus. He's a good player. I rate him. I know some of you lot don't.
No,
he's actually really good.
I really like him, yeah.
He's a good player. He's not like the best finisher.
No, but he's still up there.
Like, he's a massive upgrade on Lacazette.
Yeah, Chris, Arsenal aren't going to get Haaland.
I'd be a massive upgrade on Lacazette.
Arsenal aren't going to get Haaland or, I don't know, Mbappe or Vlaho.
Well,
he's already got
yeah, we're not the top players, but we'll still attract big names. If we get top 4, why can't we?
if I'm Arsenal with players like Jonathan David and like Isaac around, and I get Jesus, I would be kind of disappointed though.
Yeah. Okay.
That's
But
the only
I'd
thing.
still take him. Let's say we could get
Yeah,
him
of course,
25,
better than
25, 30
nothing.
mil.
Better than
Lovely
nothing.
stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course. Take him.
Yeah, I will.
They'll
Take
get
him
Haaland. They
hostage.
don't care. They get Haaland.
Yeah, no, that's it. That's it. That kind of sums up this match week. A happy Arsenal fan. Actually, no. Before we do, yeah, Chelsea
No.
1-0, scraping it. You lucky bastard.
Hate your
Pulisic in the 90th minute.
Chelsea
I
are a
fucking
pretty
hate
forgettable
Chelsea.
club else, so it happens.
Typical 1-0 Chelsea wins. 90th minute. Little rats. I hate it. It's so annoying because we were chasing you for third place.
Yeah, that was never going to happen. Before you do mention that, we also got to talk about United Liverpool. We're not going to get away from that either. Don't forget about that. So that's going to be on after.
I thought you were going to forget.
Yeah, if you'd forgotten, I'd have killed you. But yeah, our game. I think we tried to have a competition with Tottenham to have the most boringest game until the last 5 minutes. When the
We
penalty
won.
shot
We won
happened.
him.
Yeah, you won that. But that game was dead. The last 5 minutes saved it completely. I'm going to say another thing. I've been very vocal about players out and stuff. I want Jorginho out. Get him out. Can't do anything.
He's perfect.
Oh, wait, is this the agenda where, like, when you say you want a player out, then they start performing?
This isn't
like
good.
your
Like,
reverse psychologist.
this ain't good at all.
No. I generally want this guy out now because the only thing he can do that he's good at is penalties, and he bottles pens. Euro final, he bottled it. Italy against Switzerland? I'm not mistaken. Missed 2 pens. Yesterday, missed a pen. If it wasn't for Pulisic, that would have been a disaster. And I think
do you not think he makes some
escape.
like? Do you know one thing we're missing in a lot of teams? It's that deep lying player that can, get an assist from a long pass. He does that really well. I've noticed, anyways. He does it a few times. He's got assists like that.
Very rarely.
I suppose, but not enough, I guess. But yeah, we need something like that, to be honest.
Who have you got next, Amir?
We got United and Everton, but yeah, back to that game. Really, West Ham. It wasn't even their first team. Declan Rice didn't play him. Hold out to a 0-0 draw. Like, we can't break him down, and
Quite annoying, isn't it?
it's not good enough, really. And then the subs changed the game. Lukaku got the pen. Stupid Jorginho misses it, but obviously lucky Pulisic scored. And
If you drew that game, what would you be like right now? Would you just be like?
I would
everyone
be. I wouldn't be like worried, but I would be a bit like
shaky.
Oh,
a little bit oi.
A little bit.
I would
a
just
little
say-
Do you not get nervous?
I don't get
I would
nervous.
just say, Mir, that
Go on.
like every other club in the top 4 race, if you're worried about potentially coming fifth, is too inconsistent. There's no way that like 2 of Tottenham, Arsenal, or United, let's just say United, could catch Chelsea. Like, there's no chance.
Oh, we
Like,
could. If Chelsea bottle their games now, they could.
I know, but like two of us.
Yeah.
No way. Like,
Yeah, it's quite
that
hard,
win
but it's still
pretty much
possible.
sealed top 4, I would say.
That I guess so, Chris. But yeah, and also another thing that's concerning is that Rudiger's leaving as well. I think
Yeah, still
there's
Real Madrid. Yeah.
2 short. So that's 2 first team centre backs gone from us. So
Yeah.
that's going to be a lot of our transfer money going to be spent on getting centre backs to replace them on a free as well, which is concerning because we need midfielders, we need attacking players and
Yeah.
stuff. So
Yeah.
obviously talk about it in the keep or sell vid, but it could be a concerning time for us this summer, and it could.
It's tough. It's
affect
tough for
next
everyone,
season.
to be fair. I think, to be fair, I think we've done well. Arsenal, we've done well. United need to clear out their entire squad. Spurs need to have maybe like a few fullbacks in their team in this transfer market, and Chelsea need to kind of make a massive, not a massive overhaul.
But with our
like,
new owners
mix
as
it
well,
out.
then it's not good. It might not be nothing like what we had with Abramovich, where we can just slap
Yeah.
down 250 million.
Exactly.
We could our transfer budget could be spent on centre backs, and that's it.
Exactly. Yeah,
And
they
then-
could say to you, "Here's 50 mil," but that's all you're getting.
Exactly. We don't know what could happen, and then you lot would be all your teams would be going up. You'd be getting new players in, reinforcements, new managers with Chavez's case, and we could actually get left behind. So we just got to see what happens.
Yeah.
Concerning times.
Chavez, you're not going anywhere. 4-0 Liverpool.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll just quickly speak to Liverpool on that game. So 4-0. I think before that game, all of us predicted 4-0, 3-0. I was nice. I said 3-0. Pundits were saying 1% chance to win. I was going to say, so the mentality monsters that Klopp has created in his team, and I suppose the fans have that mentality as well. Don't Liverpool fans kind of see that game as a bit of a missed opportunity? Because they could have really inflicted, like what we did to Arsenal in 8-2. They could have done 5, 6, 7, 8. I thought at the end of that game, the 90th minute, when that whistle went, it was a sigh of relief for me because honestly, they're never going to play Man United squad, club, team, dressing room, manager in more of a disarray than us. And well, than us right now. They're not. It's not going to happen. So I thought they missed an opportunity. I'm sure Liverpool fans, all they care about is 3 points because they're in a title race. But some of them that really have that sort of mentality of, that is history, where you permanently in history put yourself down and remember, actually, we won 8-0 back then. They could have done it. They really could have, and they didn't. So do you know what? That's the one positive I take from that game. Besides that, of course, same old. We were shit.
Preseason, blah, blah, blah. Yeah.
I got a couple of things to say. So I think what potentially saved Man United from it being an embarrassing scoreline is that, it was a midweek match. It was a Tuesday night. Obviously they had Premier League games, either weekend around it. If it was like a weekend match and they didn't have a midweek match or something, they could have gone all out for the full 90. And it's a very crucial part of the season. There's no point from a Liverpool perspective, like trying to get goal after goal, high intensity, like if the game's 4-0 dead. And I think it is quite memorable because, okay, it's not a one-off like massive win. 4-0 is still a big win, right? But to beat Man United 9-0 on aggregate in the two games, that is extremely like rare. It's probably never going to happen again, right? So I think, yeah.
I was going to say, with the performance that didn't actually translate into the scoreline, because that first, I hate praising Liverpool, by the way. It's the last thing I'd rather be doing on my Monday evening right now. But I'll tell you now, that first half was the best Liverpool performance I've ever seen, ever, against Man United. And that Thiago performance was the best individual performance I've seen from a Liverpool player against us in one half ever. And all that translated to was a 2-0. So honestly, sigh of relief. Half time I was like, wow, 2-0, wow. And then at the end of the game, 4-0, wow. We got away with it big time.
Do you know what's funny? There's one player who, don't get me wrong, I have an agenda against Liverpool. I don't like their fans. Fuck their fans. Fuck you, Liverpool fans. But I just want to say something, yeah. Thiago is finally finding his juicy form as a centre midfielder in the Premier League, because for the start of the time when he got into the Premier League, when he first got from Bayern Munich to Liverpool, he was a bit shaky because he was obviously used to the Bundesliga way of football. But as he's adjusted and everything like that, you're really seeing the true Thiago, and I fucking love it because I love that player. He's so good on the ball. He's so flary. I love it. But still, fuck you, Liverpool fans.
He's such a baller. I can remember a couple of years ago when he was at Bayern, just before he joined Liverpool, and thinking, this guy is like, borderline world 11. That's how good he is.
Yeah, he is so good.
He didn't do much last year, but yeah, as you say, he's emerged and had a fantastic season.
Yeah, I completely agree.
Chavez, I just want to make one more point about Man United because I'm sorry. I watched the game yesterday, Liverpool, Everton, Merseyside derby, right? Everton, they went into it and they showed passion, determination, grit. Right, for context, they lose the game 2-0 in the end. They got to half-time, 0-0. They were frustrating Liverpool, frustrating the crowd. After half-time, could have had a penalty. It was a bit of a debate. They didn't go their way. They could have gone ahead. Who knows what could have happened at that point? They at least put up a fight. Liverpool's last goal was 5 minutes to go. It was nervy. Everton had a few moments, dangerous. Man United did nothing. They're both derbies, right? But Man United put up zero fight. And if you look at the Premier League, whatever you think about Man United are 6th and Everton are 18th currently, right? And yet Everton in the derby are putting up 100 times more fight than Man United. I don't understand that.
He is so upset because he's so.
Cry.
Yeah,
you're probably agreeing, but how can United not put up any fight?
I'll tell you what United fans think of currently, like before they go to sleep and when they're thinking about their club in general, the deep thoughts that we have. What if we didn't have Ronaldo? Let's just think. What if De Gea wasn't as good as?
Where's Cavani, by the way? Where is that guy?
But forget about him. What if we didn't have a couple of these players that have sort of been bailing us out in certain games? Where would we be? Like we could actually be fighting relegation. It's so sad. And I don't want to talk about it, man. Do you want me to die after this?
On to bigger and better things with Ten Hag this year.
I'll be honest, Chavez, I have a little bit of a soft spot for Man United. Out of all the other top 6 clubs, right? I'm a Tottenham fan. Out of all the other top 6, I like Man
sound
United.
Like it.
The rest of them, I do, but that's what I'm frustrated about. I'm like Roy Keane right now.
He wants to, yeah.
I'm passionate. It's embarrassment, Chavez. Ten Hag's got to sort it out, to be honest.
I think
he
the
does.
minimum, it's the minimum, isn't it? The minimum of any club, in any, like your Sunday league club, you go out and play in the park. The minimum you do is you put a bit of effort in out of respect for the people watching, out of respect for the people you're playing against, to have some integrity of competition. That minimum is not being put into a Man United football club, arguably the biggest football club in Europe. Well, in England, they're not anymore, but up there, and they're not putting the minimum in. Like, they really need to look at themselves, because we could lose games, but at least try, at least press. They don't do that, and that is at the highest of scales the biggest embarrassment you can see in football right now.
Very, very quickly, in the way you're going to start that and change the club is by getting these players out. Whoever these players are, that we probably kind of have an idea of who they are. Just get them
players
out.
with a high ego and low work rate. So don't get me
I
wrong.
haven't heard they're not even listening to Ranić in training and stuff.
Rashford, see you later.
Ooh.
Maguire, see you later.
We'll
Fullbacks,
see.
see you later. Fred, see you later. McTominay, see you later.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens. Keep or sell.
Keep or sell. Right, that's the end of the episode. Wrapping up that match week. And Amir, take it away with the predictions. What's going on?
So yeah, to the table, not much movement. Daniel is closing in on me. I did take a bit of a hit with my Arsenal agenda, and I predicted Watford to beat Man City. I don't know why I did that. So could be a tasty little title challenge then. Chavez got correct scores with the Chelsea West Ham game, and Chris as well with the 4-0 Liverpool.
Fortunately, I wasn't there to back up my case of each prediction. So
No, I put an average in of what you would have got of everyone,
Oh,
so you got some points as well. Yeah, cool.
You wouldn't have got anything. He's got lucky there.
Yeah, I gave you some stuff. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
go for it, Emil. Who's up first?
Oh, well, we have you. Oh, you're going to me. United Chelsea. That's the first game chronologically. So go on, Amir.
Yeah, Chelsea, Man United. A game historically of draws for the last few years. The last time Chelsea beat United was in 2017 in the Premier League. So we would like to get a result here. In terms of United, two big losses against two big teams. So I wouldn't be surprised if they start putting up a fight against us. And we'll see what happens. We'll go to the predictions.
Well, I'm just going to start off by saying I think United will get a good performance, and they have to. Like, I don't know if I'm dying here, but like, surely now we get.
If you don't, it's just borderline embarrassment.
and
now.
we
It's
get
just
a big draw. Big draw.
I hope a draw as well for Arsenal's sake as well. 2-2.
Do you know how big a point is for us now?
that's the most likely result, isn't it? Sure. This
0-0.
I want to say 2-2.
Is Anthony Taylor reffing?
Probably. He's always about.
Bald mug. I'm gonna go back Chelsea since 2017. I'll go 1-0 Chelsea. They're very, very Chelsea results.
I'm going to go with 3-1 Chelsea. Man United, they're an embarrassment. I can't justify putting anything.
I'll say 3-0 Chelsea.
He loves United.
I'm hoping for a draw, so that's why I'm saying 2-2. So
Yeah, thanks, Sam.
No worries.
Okay, next game. So after United Chelsea, which is the midweek one, Saturday we've got Watford Burnley.
2-0 Burnley.
Burnley at 1-0. Burnley 1-0.
Well, no, Dan, you've got to give us a preview, mate, of this important game.
You don't want to do a preview, Dan, but you got to do it, mate. Come on.
So, yeah, Watford Burnley. There's not a lot to say about it. We're down, and their run of form carried them essentially to Premier League safety. 2 points ahead of Everton, even though Everton have got a game in hand. It is against us, which is a guaranteed 3 points. But Burnley's turn of form has been ridiculous. They've got results in their last few games since the sacking of Sean Dyche, which tends to happen for teams down at the bottom. You sack your manager, you get a strange run of form. We don't tend to play well against Burnley. We haven't beaten them in a while, I don't think. Again, last time we beat them would have been 2017, 2018, I believe. But yeah, no, I can't see us winning a game this season.
Oh,
Yeah, I
nice
reckon
to see
1-0.
Dan.
I just can't see Burnley winning 3 in a row. Burnley. So I'll say 2-1 Watford.
I think, Dan, by law of probability, Watford have got to win a home game, right? They've got however many 10 or whatever in a row at home. They got to win one. Burnley got on a good run. So you know what will happen? Watford will win.
Yeah.
1-0 Watford.
I'm sticking with 2-0.
I think Watford will somehow get some hopes up again as well. I'm going to go 2-0.
And there is no, even if we go and do them 10-0, there is no hope.
There's always hope. 2-0.
There's none left.
What do you think?
I said 1-0 Burnley.
Cool.
Cool.
So next
Move on
one's
to the Arsenal.
no, Everton Chelsea. We're not going to the previous one because Chelsea are already playing United. So just straight into predictions. I think Everton are getting relegated. I'm going to
Yeah,
lie to you.
2-0 Chelsea.
It'd be funny as well, wouldn't it? Let's just hope that happens.
Frank Lampard's return. We're going to say Everton. I think very, very quickly. I know it's off topic. Biggest club to get relegated if they do. Yes or
They
no?
would be, yeah. I mean, they've
In
been
our lifetime, I
top
guess,
league
yeah.
for like
In our
70
lifespan,
whatever
yeah.
years,
Newcastle's have gone down. Yeah, these. I agree. 3-0 Chelsea. I don't think Everton aren't. It's nothing.
I'll say
there, is it?
1-0
I think
Chelsea.
Everton to put up a bit more fight at home. I'm going to go 1-1 draw. I think, with United playing, Chelsea United on Thursday, Everton midweek off, 1-1 maybe.
Very fair. Yeah.
Dan, did you say?
I'll go 4-0 Chelsea.
Dan just wants everyone to die.
You want Everton to get relegated?
Of course he does, because Watford might have a chance.
It's just
Okay.
right.
Tottenham, Leicester on good form as well. Now, Chris, you have to preview it. Do you preview?
Yeah, Tottenham Leicester. This is a much bigger game for Tottenham than it is for Leicester. And this was a match, by the way, that was originally supposed to be played on Saturday, and it was moved to Sunday because of Leicester. They have a European semi-final against Jose Mourinho's Roma on Thursday in the Europa Conference League, the competition that Tottenham were in at the start of the season. So this is a game that's sandwiched between Leicester's European semi-finals against Roma. For Tottenham, this is a huge game for the top four. Leicester, from a Premier League perspective, completely irrelevant. Tottenham simply have to win to keep their top four hopes alive. Only 1 point in the last two games. Leicester have got nothing to play for. Tottenham have got to win. Sunday, 2 p.m. I am going to go with, I think Tottenham will just about do it. 2-1 Tottenham, just about.
But wait, can I just add to that? Let's just paint a picture here. Leicester are probably going to play 0 starting players for this. They have no reason to play
They have
anyone.
they have no reason
If
to play
Tottenham don't
anything.
win this game, Chris, you don't deserve top four. I know none of us deserve it at this point, but
This is
really,
the best time in the whole season you could choose to play Leicester. And
I'm going to say
it's
I'm
the
going to say
best time.
7-0 Tottenham. You have to.
Yeah,
You've got to do it.
I'll say 2-1.
2-0 Spurs.
I'll say 3-0 Spurs.
He wants to say Leicester.
It matters more for El to
You
predict this.
clearly ain't
'cause-
watched the last two games for Tottenham. That's all I'll say.
2-0 Spurs, yeah.
Yeah, you really want it to be a draw.
I want it to be a draw, but
Yeah,
it's what it
it's
is.
a tough one. All right, take us away with West Ham and Arsenal then.
Yeah, West Ham Arsenal, a big game for us. Not an easy game either, but it's a game where we need to be winning it to help solidify our gap between Spurs for top four. West Ham have no senior centre backs with Dawson's red cards for this game, and everyone else is injured, and they'll hopefully be focusing on the Europa League now with their loss against Chelsea. So I'm hoping that we can go into this game with our young attack and just really get a result out of this to solidify that top four. So in that case, I'm going to go 2-0 Arsenal.
I'm going to say 1-1. I just think teams drop points. It always happens. Top four races at the end, everyone just starts dropping points.
Exactly, but not us.
See a 0-0.
1-0 Arsenal. I think they'll
Come
narrow
on,
it.
Chris.
Chris, you don't
Oh, the
want,
Gunners,
you,
Chris.
you don't want this. Why are you giving them a win?
That's my honest prediction. It's not what I
It's
want.
as if Chris is deciding who's going to win.
Yeah, no, Chris has decided now. Arsenal going to have to win. Dan?
I'll say 4-1 Arsenal. Again, same
Wow.
as the Leicester thing. West Ham aren't going to care. Same as Chelsea, that was an awful team they put out.
Okay, last one. I'm sick of saying the M word today, but I'm going to have to say it one more time. Man United, Watford. No preview needed because we're playing. But yeah, on the Monday, we'll be doing the pod, hopefully, while this happens. So
Do you know what? Watford 3-1 win.
no, Brentford, Brentford.
Oh,
I swear
I
you
thought it
said
was
Watford.
Watford.
Did I say Watford?
I
Did I
you
say
said
Watford?
you said
Oh,
Watford.
sorry. Yeah, Watford.
He wants to give us another 3 points.
I was going to say,
You can't beat Watford, so it better not be them.
yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. You got. I'll go.
Still 3-1. Still 3-1 Brentford.
1-0 Watford. 1-0 Man United.
I'll say we'll win. Do you know what? A big win for us.
We can't even win our own games. Come on.
1-0 United.
1-1 draw. Man United can't win a football match. 1-1.
You hate us. What is your agenda?
They can't win a football match. Christian Eriksen's on the other team. 1-1.
In Chris's reality, next week we're losing what 3-1 to Chelsea or something, 3-0 to Chelsea or 3-1, and then we're drawing to Brentford. Like if that happens, Chris.
3-1. I gave you a goal against Chelsea. Don't get carried
That's
away.
a soft
thank you,
spot.
thanks.
That's the soft spot.
Well, that's everything then.
Sweet as wraps up the predictions, Amir. Thank you very much for taking that away. But for everyone watching, as I say, that was the end of the video, the end of the episode and the predictions. So let's hope Arsenal can keep their top four so we can get that Champions League spot next season. Isn't that right, Chris?
No.
I'm not saying
We'll have to see anyway. We'll have to see. But yeah, for everyone watching, thank you very much for watching. And we'll be back next Monday with another brand new episode. Thank you very much and take care.